Hey everyone, Habshi here. Quick video on OBS. I have been streaming for a few months now, and specifically I mostly stream H1Z1, and my stream looks quite a bit different than a lot of others, and people always ask me why or what do I do differently. They think it's something I'm doing in the game, but it's actually just with OBS. So I thought I'd make a quick video and explain kind of some tricks and things on what can make a video, can make your quality of video different and kind of stand out. I'm actually surprised a lot of videos don't talk about this. So I wanted to just go over quick settings and then go over some of the secret tips that I have found through working with OBS. So let's get right into it. So settings. General, pretty straightforward. Stream, again, straightforward. Output, just the standard stuff, nothing out of the ordinary. CBR, 3500. Most people recommend anywhere from 2500 to 3500, especially if you're a non-partner. Key interval 2, that's for Twitch. CPU usage, which is the number one thing for quality. Obviously the better CPU you have, or if you have two PCs, one for streaming, one for playing, the lower you go, the better. This is the number one thing to improve your stream quality. I don't think a lot of people make that very clear in the videos, but this is the number one thing to improve, but it also is the number one thing to throttle your computer and make it hiccup. So you want to do a lot of testing here. I use faster. I have an i7 4790K. But yeah, I mean, I can do fast on certain games. H1Z1 uses a ton of processing power though, so I use faster, but definitely the lower you go here, the better. Profile high, nothing else. Audio, this is what I have. I use voice meter. I can maybe do a video about that another time. It helps with control, but pretty straightforward. Video, when I actually stream games, I downscale to 720p. Downscale filtered is another thing that can help your stream quality. I actually have mine set to the lowest standard. It just helps with H1Z1 because, again, it's so processor heavy. But again, a lot of testing you just want to do. Obviously, 32 sample 1 is going to look better, but you also need to make sure your game runs smooth and your stream isn't all choppy. FPS, it's really 30 or 60. 60 looks a little smoother, but it also depends on the type of game you're playing. If you're playing a fast movement game, 60 definitely makes a big difference, but again, it uses a lot of processing power, so you want to find that happy median with the processor that you have. That's pretty much it. Under advanced, I set process priority to high. I found that helps a little bit. Other than that, I haven't really dealt with anything here. Hotkeys are kind of up to you. Now the big, I guess, secrets a lot of people don't look into. I don't know. Oh, my background just changed. How snappy. But seriously, I don't know why a lot of people don't talk about this. I don't know if they don't use it or what, but there are a few streamers that have a stream that looks better, and I always wondered why. So I looked and looked and looked and looked, and this is what I found. So display capture. So let's say I'm streaming a game, all right? This is for OBS Studio, by the way. You can't do this in Classic. I know they're also now recently just said that Classic they're no longer supporting, so everyone should be switching over to Studio. If you haven't already, I would highly recommend it. But if you go to display or whatever you're using as your main source or whatever, actually any of these, you can actually select this stuff. But the main thing you'd want to do it for is your display capture or game capture. So for me, it's mostly game capture. You go to filters. You can actually add filters to each source. This is huge, and very few people do it. And this is huge for H1Z1 because, I mean, flat out, it's a dull looking game. It's fun, but it looks dull. The colors are not inviting. They're not exciting. They just flat out look bad on stream. And what you can do here is, I only have 2. This is it. I mean, it's pretty quick and easy, but it can really make your stream look better. I have sharpen. So what you do is you just click the plus right here and you have all these different options, but again, I just use these two. So sharpen, I have it set to 0.13, anywhere from like 0.06 to 0.15, I say, looks okay. It depends again what you're playing and what your other settings are. Just find what looks good, but it helps the sharpness of your stream. Here's the big one, is specifically for H1Z1, but other games, if you want to affect the color or the look in any way, this is where you do it. But again, it's huge for H1Z1. So color correction, you add this, you can affect the gamma, the contrast, the brightness, the saturation, hue. Those are really the main ones, but it's going to be these top four. With gamma, I barely moved it. Contrast, added a little bit. The big one for color, for specifically H1Z1, is saturation. I have it at 0.77. I actually had it a little higher at some point, but I felt like it looked a little too much. I'm actually thinking of lowering it a little bit more, but right around the 0.75 range adds a lot of color back into that dull looking game. I get compliments and questions about it all the time on my stream. I'll have a link at the bottom here so you can actually see what it looks like on my stream, but it adds so much color. I know a lot of bigger streamers with dual PC setups, they use the digital vibrance on dual PCs to get that color vibrant on theirs. In my opinion, that looks a little bit too saturated, but it adds color to this very dull looking game. This is a way to not only have more control over it, but you can also do it with a single PC setup, and this uses very minimal extra processing power, if any at all. It's huge. So this can really improve the quality and color of your stream without taking a huge toll on your processor. Again, I haven't seen it much mentioned pretty much anywhere. I haven't really seen it, so I thought I'd make a quick video about it. Please, if you like it, feel free to subscribe or like. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there, and I hope you guys have a great day.